Hello there. I am your host, James MacArthur, of the 2015 Cinematography Award of 2015. Now you may be asking yourself, what are the requirements of being a cinematographer? Well, let me explain them to you. There are many requirements of becoming a great cinematographer. More often than not, a great cinematographer will only specialize in one area of their field, of their role. For example, some cinematographers may be great at special effects, while they may lack in animation. Well, it might be vice versa. Some are great in animation, but lack in visual effects. Including that, many of the physical traits are included in a cinematographer that works on live sets of live films. And some of the physical traits that are required of a great cinematographer include having great vision, a strong hand-eye coordination, and the ability to hold the camera for a very steady long time. But before you can even do any of that, would you be surprised if I had to tell you had to earn certain artistic skills through an education? Yes, believe it or not, you have to go to college for this. You have to earn a bachelor's degree before you can even dream becoming one of the great cinematographers of film and cinema. So listen to me as we embark on this journey. I'll tell you how to become a great cinematographer. Now, let us start our great journey of the 2015 Cinematography Awards of 2015, hosted by your gracious host, me, of course, James MacArthur. You may be asking yourself, who does a cinematographer work with? Well, more often than not, a cinematographer works with mostly the director of photography, or the director himself. The reason being is that on set, the cinematographer's job is to prepare the cameras for each scene in a movie, usually using multiple mounts and capturing multiple angles with the same and different cameras at the same time, in the same scene, in the same setting. They have to do all this simultaneously, using various cameras to get as much of an artistic visual representation of that scene as possible. Now I will be going into the next point of our great award show, the Cinematography Award Show of 2015, hosted by me, James MacArthur, once again. And I have to keep restating that because I'm awesome. Well, let's go. There's 5 certain tools that a great cinematographer will need. I'll go over each one at a different time, simultaneously, in order of their greatness and awesomeness. The first great tool of a cinematographer is a light meter. A light meter is an aid in lighting your scenes, especially used as relighting, matching, and inserts, and close-ups of your scene. Basically, it has everything to do with lighting. If there's a certain way you're lighting, a great way to tell if you have that lighting or not is using a light meter, obviously. It makes your scene that much more beautiful. Making lighting makes the scene. Trust me when I say it. Like, look at this room, for example. Great lighting. There's not too much lighting in front of me or behind me. Now, you may be seeing my shadow, but just ignore that because I'm awesome. Thank you. Now, I am back. And we are embarking into the second great tool that every cinematographer usually uses on a great movie production set. This tool is gaffer's tape. Not gaffer's tape. It's gaffer's light, my bad. I'm stupid. But that's okay. Going back to what I was saying for the 2015 award show of cinematography, gaffer's glass, in fact, allows you to look directly into a light fixture without damaging your vision. This is often used when you are lighting a set with specific light bulbs. Basically, it's used to protect your eyes as you are working with lidded glass, because most of the times these are very bright LEDs and they can damage your eyes very viciously. But if you use gaffer's glass, you don't even have to worry about that, because your eyes will be forever protected and those pretty blues will be forever pretty blued. Thank you. You continue to stick around. I'm glad for that, because we are going into the third great tool of a cinematographer, which is, in theory, a really simple tool that most of you probably already own and have, so there's really no point going over this. But I will anyway, because it's amazing. Just like me. The third tool is a laser pointer. Communication is a really important thing on film sets. Laser pointer will really aid you on that. Oftentimes you have to explain a specific lighting position or show where you want to cut on the wall. Do you really want to go over there and use a marker or a pencil to mark specifically what you want? Of course not. That's where a laser pointer is the most amazing thing ever to come to cinema. Not really though, but it is. Trust me, because I'm awesome. Basically what you're able to do is an effective way of communication from long distances. Cinematographers use great laser pointers to tell exactly what they wanted without ever having to go over there. It saves time and communication between the director, cinematographer, and the director of photography. Basically, it Helps everyone on set because you can point from a great distance without annoying them in person. Which, trust me, believe me by personal experience, they will love that for you. They will love that. Thank you. Thank you. Now that we talked about the amazingness of the laser pointer, let us go to the fourth great tool of the cinematographer that many people have used in the professional field, and in theory it's actually very simple. Most of us, we live in the digital age. Most of us have phones, Androids, and Apple phones specifically, which is great for us because since it's all digital for us in filmmaking, an app like this is a real lifesaver, especially for cinematographers who need to be very precise with their lighting. This tool is called the Sun Seeker. It's an app on the iPhone and Android app, and basically it helps you with lighting. Basically, it tells you what the array of the sun is going to be that day. If there's a certain lighting you can avoid the sun or use the sun to your advantage. The sun is the greatest source of light that we've known in our universe. Well, not in our universe, but in our galaxy, gosh dang it. Why do you trust me? Because I'm awesome. But that's not the point. The point is how awesome the Sun Seeker is. With the Sun Seeker at your hand, you can tell the position of any light that you may need. And let's say that for some reason you decide to screw up and you miss a shoot, and you need to get those exact lighting again. Well, fear no. Because you have the Sun Seeker app, and it'll tell you exactly the same position of the sun as that day. And with that at your disposal, you can go back and reshoot whatever you dream. And that is why the Sun Seeker app is a great app for all cinematographers alike. Thank you. The fifth and final tool that all cinematographers use is director's viewfinders. Director viewfinders will allow you to give your director an idea of the framing and the setting and the layouts of the camera, what you want. You can use it as a very handy and specific thing that you can even give to your own director so you can see the same thing you are seeing. You can do quick and frame things, and the reason why most people of great cinematographers use it today is because we're lazy and we don't want to set up the camera rigs and the mounts that are necessary to shoot that exact scene, so we just use what we have on us. It's basically a handheld camera, pretty much, is what a director's viewfinder is, and it's amazing because it saves us a lot of times as cinematographers. And why do you trust me? Because I'm awesome, and we are lazy as cinematographers. Actually, we're not. We're pretty awesome, you know. Very artistic. We make the beautiful movies like Avatar and The Life of Pi and Hugo. So you're Gravity. That was a good movie. So you're welcome. You're welcome. It's amazing talking about cinematography. It's been with us since the dawn of cinema itself and filmmaking. Now, you may be asking yourself, how has it changed? Well, it's very clear, actually. The biggest way that cinematography has changed over the years has mostly come through the digital era. We are living in that digital era, believe it or not. If you could not figure that out, then I question you. But basically, everything now is more or less digital. Mostly notable for digital use in cinematography is our ability to use CGI. As you see behind me, for a very clean glimpse, this is green screen, believe it or not. Of course, I don't have whatever amazing background I've had throughout this film because I haven't decided yet. But basically, we can create whatever we want for the digital era, which is advanced cinematography mostly. Because back in the day, we had to use whatever was around us. Raw footage editing would be a hassle. You would even have to use your own hands, believe it or not. It's quite terrifying to think about it myself, but you had to glue those pieces together and use trickery and magic to make film. But not anymore today, because we can use a computer and a lovely green screen to create whatever we want, whenever we need it, and it can look amazing and beautiful, and you all will watch it anyway. Because why? Because we're awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much what. That's how it's changed over the years. So yeah, you know, just don't worry about it. Yeah, you know, it's okay. Now that we have talked about how it has changed throughout the years, let us talk about the 3 stages of making a film, which is pre-production, post-production, and of course, production itself. It's completely out of order on that, but don't worry about it because I'm awesome. Pre-production is it's pretty simple for us cinematographers. We basically discuss with the director's vision of how to make the film. We basically talk to him and talk about the storyboard. We go scene by scene, directly how he wants to make it, and then after that we have a long base discussion. I get confirmation from him, and I assemble my team. No, of course not the Avengers. I'm not Iron Man, which I clearly would be. Or maybe the Hulk. The Hulk's a pretty good character, but that's not the point. The point is we basically assemble our team and we create the mounts and we basically plan for the day of production to make those shots. That is the job of cinematographers during pre-production. It is pretty easy, actually. It's a wonderful lifestyle. It's pretty chill, you know. It's pretty chill, you know. So, yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, these award shirts, you go on for hours and they don't even feed us. Man, I'm hungry. Okay, let's just go to the next part. Production. The greatest part is basically this is where the huge chunk of our work is at. Basically, the cinematographer coordinates the crew and works with the director to make sure that each scene is set up correctly and the shot matches the director's vision of the story. For each scene, the cinematographer decides the best combination of cameras, filters, lenses, and lighting. Basically, we set up the shot for whatever the director wants. We are the tunnel, the director's vision. We make it as beautiful as you could ever imagine. We're magicians like that, you know. We're awesome. We're awesome. The third and final step of making any movie is post-production. Obviously, it's a pretty simple job for us again too. Is basically the cinematographer works with the processing lab to make sure the film retains the color and the mood that he and the director wanted. The cinematographer also reviews and dallies as well as the first and final print of the film is being created. We are the critical eye. We are the quality control of the film. We basically make sure that the film is the way we want it. The director and I are like, I'm his right-hand man basically. I make the film beautiful and wonderful. I work side by side with him to make his dream and a vision a possibility. Without us, I don't even know what would happen really. Because we're that awesome, you know? We're that awesome. Brothers, the clock struck midnights on the Cinderella story in the 2015 Cinematography Awards of 2015, hosted by your gracious host, me, of course, Cinematographer. We have to close it out, but to do this properly, we have to choose the greatest cinematography of all time. We have to choose who this award will go out to. And on this card within my coat holds the answer. That's really a no-brainer. I mean, expecting that. And the winner is Greg Toland. If you do not know who that is, he is the cinematographer of Citizen Kane, one of the greatest acclaimed films of all time. But before he worked on it, Toland helped devise a tool which silenced cameras and the noise that they created. And in doing this, it made it a lot easier for the camera to move freely, which was one of the greatest accomplishments of his time. And then after that, he went to work on Kane, Citizen Kane, of course, which there he is famous for using a method known as deep focus, because it showed the background objects as clearly as the foreground objects. The film theorist Andres Batson said that Toland brought the democracy of filmmaking by allowing viewers to discover what was interesting to them in a scene rather than having the choice dictated by the director. Basically, he freed film for us. He let us choose. He let us become part of the city. The city, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the story, of course. The city story of Citizen Kane. He brought us into the story, letting us choose what we dictated. Letting us give us our opinion. He did not let the director himself tell us what we could think. He let our minds open and free to whatever we wanted to believe in Citizen Kane. And that is why the award of the greatest cinematographer of all time is given to him, Greg Toland. Even though he may be gone and dead, he is one of the greatest that we may ever known. His accomplishments in filming alike, his great work of Citizen Kane will not go unnoticed. Thank you for watching. 2015 Cinematography Award Show 2015, hosted by your gracious host, me, of course, Cinematographer, signing off.